Welcome to Roofing Road Trips, the podcast that takes you on a thrilling journey across the world of roofing. From fascinating interviews with roofing experts to on-the-road adventures, we'll uncover the stories, innovations, and challenges that shape the rooftops over our heads. So fasten your seatbelts and join us as we embark on this exciting roofing road trip.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alex Tolle with rooferscoffeeshop.com, and I am here for another Roofing Road Trips with my good friends in Montana. I have Morgan Thiel and Rachel Hoover. How are you guys?
Doing great. Excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and let you guys introduce yourselves. Morgan, who are you, and what is your role in the association?
Yeah, I'm Morgan Thiel. I'm the current president of the Montana Roofing Association. And I'm a project coordinator at Thiel Brothers Roofing in Sidney, Montana.
Amazing. Thank you. And Rachel?
My name is Rachel Hoover. I am the vice president of the Montana Roofing Association and the chair for this year's convention. And I work as the director of marketing for a local roofing company called Ace Roofing here in Bozeman, Montana.
I love it. And in case you guys missed that, that's two women that are running this association. And that is the coolest thing ever. So I just have to brag about it. We'll talk about it a little bit more here in a bit. But so when is the expo, and what are some of the main highlights of the 2025 expo?
Yeah, our annual expo is going to be happening in January this upcoming year. It's January 14th through the 16th. So it's a Tuesday through a Thursday. And we have a lot of exciting things happening at this one. We have some really great speakers coming from both the NRCA, and then we also have a great speaker from Carlisle coming to speak about metal. And then we've been working on a program with the Montana State Fund, a safety program that we're going to be rolling out at convention. And we're very excited about it. It's been a work in progress. And so the big reveal is going to be at our convention this year.
Amazing. So that first day safety program, is that the one that's in partnership with the Montana State Fund?
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. That's right. And I'll actually let Morgan speak a little bit more about it. Her family has been very involved in working on this program and getting it off the ground. And so we're very excited about it, but she can speak a little bit more to it.
Yeah, we are really excited about it. So actually at our annual Helena Day, when our association goes to our state capitol to talk to people there about roofing issues, it was brought to our attention that the number of injuries for people on their first day on the roof is rising. And they were wondering if we had any insight as to why that'd be happening. So that conversation sort of spurred this idea to create a program that would really emphasize safety for people on their first day on the roof, which could be the most dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. And so our political committee and the Montana State Fund have been working together to develop this program. We're really excited to release it at the convention this year. And hopefully a lot of contractors in Montana and, maybe other states can use it to increase safety in their companies.
Amazing. It is so important to have such a big emphasis on safety. And I love that you guys have this program this year, because I know a lot of times people are like, oh, it's okay, like we'll be fine. But then accidents happen, and you have to be prepared for those. And so knowing what equipment to use and where to use it is so important.
Yeah, I think just equipping our business owners to be able to deal with their employees on day one, setting them up for success. I think it's definitely something we're passionate about. Is just making sure people have the tools they need to operate efficiently and safely.
Yeah, and most importantly, it's a job, but you want to go home every day to your family and be able to come to work the next day. So preventing those injuries is so important.
Absolutely. And that's really important to our members in the MRA too, is how can we do that? Get everyone home safely at the end of the day.
I love it. So how can contractors and exhibitors, maybe first-time attendees, use this expo to build valuable connections and partnerships?
Yeah, I think our expo is always about bringing together the contractors with suppliers, manufacturers. It's about connecting our businesses across Montana to see how we can support each other better. Offering tools, resources, all of that, but then also connecting them with our exhibitors, our suppliers, manufacturers to get the latest and greatest on what's going on in the industry and new products maybe. So I think it's a great opportunity to bring people together, have some opportunity just to have some dialogue, learn about new trends, kind of what's happening on a national level as well as what's happening on a state level. So a lot of really good information, a lot of opportunities for networking and connection.
Yeah, and we're a big state too. So when we can all come together and be in the same building for a few days, that's very rare. So it's a great chance to be able to see the faces in the roofing industry of Montana all together without having to drive hundreds of miles.
Yeah, it's definitely. So my first time at MRA was this year, 2024. And it's so amazing to see everybody come together from, really so far away and just connect. It's like you guys are all just old friends, like you know each other so well. And it's so cool to see those connections. And anybody new to MRA is going to love being a part of it for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible also that we have so many of our founding members just still a part of it, still very involved. And so it's cool seeing kind of the older generation with the newer generation and passing along knowledge and also talking from experience of what they've already had to deal with in the industry in our state. So it's a great opportunity to connect with people who are seasoned and know what's going on.
So can you talk about any of the special guest speakers that are going to be presenting this year?
Yeah. So one of our speakers is going to be Brian Partica with Carlisle. Actually, it was a connection that came through the Thiels. We're very excited about. He's going to be speaking on metal. He's been in the industry a long time, so we're really excited about that. That's going to be one of our seminars. I can let Morgan speak a little bit more to him and a little bit about that training too.
Yeah, Brian is an expert, in that industry. He's just moved up in Carlisle too to a new position. I should double check what that is, but he's a vice president of something now. But yeah, he had a conversation with my dad once, who's been roofing for over 50 years. And he was giving him some feedback on different things he needs to avoid or they'll damage his metal on his roof in his building. And my dad hadn't heard of them, most of them. And he was floored. And he said, we've got to get this guy to our convention to share this information. So excited to bring that to the convention this year.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Is there a big increase in metal roofing in Montana?
I don't know if I'd say an increase, or at least in eastern Montana, but it's definitely something people want on their buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's definitely something that our association and our contractors do work with. And whether or not it's just roofing or siding as well. Anything having to do with the care and installation of metal properly to make sure that, we're extending the life of our products, I think is great knowledge to have. So we're super excited to have him. Other speakers we're going to be having some representatives from the NRCA coming out. We're offering a training, a technical training. It's going to be the CERTA torch training. So that will be happening on Wednesday of our convention. It's a great certification to get. And it's usually pretty tricky to get too. And so having those trainers come out to do that training with us, we're very excited to be partnering with them. In addition to that, they're also going to be coming to speak to us about the NRCA Pro certification, which is just, we're excited to just get a little bit more information, education for our contractors. And again, just kind of looking at things from a national level as well of what are the trends, where are things moving within our industry. And so we're very excited about that as well.
That's great to be able to bring all those resources to Montana, because a lot of those resources are based in other states. And so to be able to bring it right to the contractors, that's so helpful.
Yeah, we love the support that we've received from a national and regional level from some of these larger associations. It's amazing to feel like they're backing us and they want to come and support us on a local level. So we're very, very excited about that.
Great. So we kind of already talked about it, but there's a noticeable increase in women taking on leadership roles in the roofing industry. Can you share a little bit more about how you're leading the Montana Roofing Association and some of the impacts that you guys have made?
I think that's so good to hear, that more women are getting involved in leadership positions, because there's plenty of room for it. I know the industry in Montana has been really receptive to that and really wanting to engage women in the industry. It was just a matter of how, and so seeing more and more join is really encouraging. Like I said, our association has been so welcoming. Like, as a woman in a male dominated industry, I've been really blessed to be in good circumstances where I haven't had to face a lot of hardships. I know some women do encounter. So also really grateful to those women who paved the way for that.
Yeah.
But I was serving as the vice president before becoming president this year. And it just kind of felt like, whether you're a female, male, whatever, it was just kind of our turn to take on that leadership role. Our whole group has been really supportive and really involved. So just our turn to keep a good thing going in Montana.
Yeah. And you're doing great.
Thank you.
Morgan does a lot. She has a lot on her plate, and she's running the association so well. I know that, all the support we have from everybody has been, I second what she said. I feel like we felt very supported. But Morgan especially, just want to brag on her for a minute. She has so much on her plate. She also just won her local election, just so exciting. So moving into yet another role, and she just does everything with such grace, and probably one of the most hardworking people I know. And so I love being surrounded by women who, you look at them and you're like, I want to be them when I grow up. So I love that. I think that we do see that a lot in this industry. The women who are rising to leadership just do it so well, and carry so much and carry it with such grace. So I love to see that. Morgan is also the chapter head for National Women in Roofing for our region.
Wow.
And that's something that we're going to be having a get together at our convention. We always close out our convention with a luncheon with National Women in Roofing and encourage other women in the industry to get connected to each other, just because we really are such a resource to each other, and figuring out, there are unique challenges that come with this industry, and figuring out how we can support each other better. But the other thing, and Morgan and I have talked about this as well, is I think the second part of your question, I think, was how do more women kind of get involved and see this as a career opportunity and a good path. And I think that that's something that we've talked about a lot, is how do we educate the next generation, men and women both. And so I think this year, especially, we've been working on fostering a relationship with Skills USA, to kind of work on how do we get into schools and start talking about this as an opportunity for young girls and boys, as a potential path for them. Because it really is a great career, and there's so much opportunity in this industry and within this state, but also nationally. So that's been a focus for us, and they'll be present at our convention as well. And so we're excited about that.
That's amazing. Yeah, I think that there's kind of starting to be a shift of people realizing that you don't have to go to a university and get a degree and go into business. You can go to a trade school and learn a great skill and make a career out of that, and still, make money and make a great life for yourself. So I think that's so important that you're getting in front of the young people to share that message.
Yeah. Well, and even, there are so many great trades you can do that with. And roofing is fantastic because you don't even need to go to a trade school. You go through your four-ish year apprenticeship. You're paid while you're being trained. You come out of it making pretty good money. You get a hands-on job outside in the outdoors. And I mean, I don't know a single contractor who wouldn't take more women or young people on their crews, because there's definitely tasks that women are more naturally suited to. And there's definitely room for anyone who wants to be in the roofing industry to be in there.
Yeah. And who wouldn't want to be a roofer in Montana? You're up on a roof looking at beautiful mountains all the time. I mean, come on, doesn't get much better than that.
We really get the best views.
Yeah. And the winters are nice too, because it's cold and you probably have like 5 feet of snow. So I get a little break in the winter.
You get to stay inside a little bit. Yeah. It's nice. It's definitely nice.
Some skiing, some snowboarding.
Yeah. That's awesome. It sounds like a win-win to me. So how does attending the expo help professionals stay competitive and informed about the latest innovations?
Do you want to speak to this, Morgan?
Yeah, I can. One, Rachel's brought up, several groups that we're bringing in this year. We really make an effort to bring in relevant information to people. So, if you can't make it to the big national shows, which are great, and even, the Western states ones, if you can't make it to those, we want to bring as much information to you at our local convention as we can. So we make a real effort to bring in relevant information and products and people and let you make connections here without having to travel.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted to add to that, Rachel?
No, I think she nailed it. I think that, and kind of what we hit on before is I think that the more support you can have in this industry, in any industry really, for people who have been in the industry for a long time and have kind of seen it all, I think that can also just help you learn from other people's mistakes, figure out, just ways that you can be better in your own business. And so we definitely take that into account when planning our seminars and planning our trainings. How do we support people and their crews and their guys to get what they need, so they're ready to hit the ground running in the new year?
Great. And we have so much depth and knowledge in our association too. I mean, we have companies who are in their third generation of operation, and then we have brand new companies who have just started, and then everywhere in between. So lots of knowledge, lots of connections, and just a really great place to be to learn and improve. And not to mention, we try to bring We mentioned our political committee earlier, but we try to stay in touch with what's going on in our capital and how that's going to affect the industry, building codes, wages, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we really try to keep a pulse on what's important to Montana roofers and bring that to our convention as much as we possibly can.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So what advice would you give to anyone considering attending the 2025 Montana Roofing Expo, maybe for the first time?
Just do it. Sign up, come see us. It's going to be a really good time. It's going to be, and it's typically our slow season. So, take a couple of days away, come to Billings, connect with other roofers, hear about the latest in the industry. It's worthwhile. Even if you've never attended before, come check it out. We're going to have some great speakers. And then, we're going to have some fun as well. We have a really fun gala the first night and some fun activities. But really, there's a lot of really good education. There's a lot of good connections to be made. So it's worthwhile to come.
Yeah, absolutely. It's worth your time. It's worth the energy. We know it's a drive. I have to drive at least 4 hours every year, and it's always worth it for us to come. So yeah, make the time if you possibly can. And we'd love to see you there. I'd also like to say Rachel's done a great job with this convention. She's the vice president right now. It's been so great getting to step into this leadership position with her. And I will say working with her on the convention last year and then seeing her just take it on this year has been really, really great. She's doing a great job. And I'm really excited to see how this event turns out. And hopefully the next one and maybe the one after, we'll see.
We're very excited about it.
Yes, I can tell. I love it. Well, and I'll add too, I went for the first time in 2024, and just the people there, the community there, it's like I said, you're just like old friends. Even me being kind of like new to it, I just felt like I was just with all my best friends. Like it was such a good time. Everybody is like so focused on helping each other and, kind of setting the business and the rivalry aside and just helping each other learn and sharing, tips and tricks, whether it's about marketing or, actually putting on the roof, everything. Just the vibe there is amazing.
I'd love to hear that.
You. Yeah,
also, we're excited that you're coming, Alex, too.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know, I'm so excited.
So, yes. Yeah, we love having Roofers Coffee Shop.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to hear that that's what you felt coming in as a first-time visitor because, our whole goal is, like you said, setting aside the differences, the competition, and just what can we do to raise the standard of roofing in the state for companies and for building owners and roof owners, just for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you do a great job of it.
Thank you.
So share with me some of the details about the early bird registration and where can people sign up, get more information about the expo.
Yeah. So our registration is currently live on our website. You can find it through any of our socials. We're on Instagram, Facebook. So our links are in our bios there. But you can visit montanaroofers.org and it's going to be just right on the first page. First thing you see, you can click the button to register. We have registration for both our vendors and for our contractors. But there's a discount if you register before December 15th. So hop on there, register yourself. If you're bringing any people from your company, make sure to register them as well. There's also details about, we have, a block for the hotels there too, if you want to stay on site at the convention, which I highly recommend. Great hotel. But all of that is on our site. So go visit it, register there. It's super easy.
And you can always find all that information as well on their directory on rooferscoffeeshop.com in the events. You'll be seeing it all over the place and probably in the description of this podcast, you'll be able to find it. All right. Well, Morgan, Rachel, thank you so much for recording with me today. This has been a wealth of knowledge. I'm so excited to see you guys in a couple of months. It's going to be here before we know it. So I can't wait. Thank you again. And we will catch you on the next Roofing Road Trips.
If you've enjoyed the ride, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us on every roofing adventure. Make sure to visit rooferscoffeeshop.com to learn more. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next Roofing Road Trip.